Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we have got some games coming up for you. We've got Reading and Bristol City in the Championship at the very end of 2032, just before we go into January and the January transfer window, where hopefully we might make one or two signings. Since you were last here, things have been alright actually. They've been okay. We're still in the mix of things. You can sort of see from the table preview here. We'll go through the table a little bit later on. But things have been okay since you were last here for what was just a ridiculous episode. We drew 1-1 with Hull, which was okay. I mean, both teams played well. We probably deserved the win. But then we played Lincoln City, where we went 3-0 up, changed formation to try and experiment, and clearly the experiment didn't work, because from the 72nd minute, Lincoln City scored 3 goals themselves to bring it back to 3-3. That was ridiculous. I was so upset with that result. I was so cross about that, but it happened, unfortunately, and we had to try and move on from that. And we have moved on a bit. We started off with a 2-0 win against Portsmouth. Lee Phillip with a brace in that game with 2 goals in the 81st and 83rd minute, respectively, so that was quite good. We did succumb to Millwall, though, the game afterwards. They scored 2 or 3 goals, technically, in the last 2 minutes, basically. They scored in the 89th, 91st and 94th minute to make sure they won that one 3-1. It was a really even game up until that point, and actually I thought we could have taken it at the end, but obviously Millwall had different ideas. Lee Phillip grabbed the goal in that game, though. He's third in a few games there, so that was quite good for Lee Phillip to get back on the score sheet. We then played Norwich the game afterwards, and we won that one in the 94th minute through a Jason Rendell penalty. The pressure on Rendell taking that penalty must have been massive, but he put it in the back of the net to make sure we got the 3 points in that game, which was really vital after, of course, drawing and losing a few games as well. After that, we played Newcastle United. This time, we thought we'd won it in the 92nd minute when Jason Rendell scores a goal in the 92nd minute to make it 2-1 after Michael Pomeroy scored just after half time. But no, 94th minute, they equalised things. So we finished off 2-2 in a game that really we should have won. We were so close to it, but unfortunately, one of those things. A lot of 90-minute goals this season against us, which has been quite bad. A lot of 90-minute goals against us this season. Not in the Charlton game, though. 58th minute, Jeff Reeves scores in that one to make sure we win that one 1-0 against Charlton. But last time out, we succumbed to Leeds United. We lost 3-1. We never really were in that game. We took the lead, to be fair, but they were just much better in the second half. They came out after the second half and really showed what they're about. Very, very good side. Fair play to them. So mixed results, but overall probably more on the positive side with the 3 wins there, which is quite good. We stay in third in the table at the moment, which is quite good on 43 points, just over halfway into the season, which is a good start to be. It's a good place to be, but it's still ridiculously tight. Newcastle are 5 points clear at the top, but we're only 2 points behind Swansea, and we are only 5 points clear of West Brom in 10th. So it is really, really close still. 2 or 3 bad fixtures and we will drop well out of the playoffs, I imagine. So we have to keep this momentum going that we've got at the moment. But with the top 3 players in the league in terms of average rating all belonging to Lincoln United, that's a good start. Jason Rendell leading the goal scoring record with 12 goals is also very, very good. I wasn't sure about signing Rendell again when I thought we're going to play a 2-striker system, but he has come alive this season. He's playing even better than he did last season. He got 13 goals in the league, 14 overall last season, but already after 18 games up to 12 goals. It is phenomenal what he's doing this season. The issue is now, he is worth £11 million. Are Brighton going to cash in on him? That's the thing. Like, I think they could recall him if they want. They can recall him if they want to in January, which, if he's playing this well, you'd think, maybe we should recall him sort of thing. But he's playing very well. He's valued at a lot of money as well. I don't think we'll get him on loan next season if he plays this well. And we're not going to be able to afford to buy him either. So we are... It is a bit of a predicament. If we can survive January without losing any players, I think that's going to be the best possible scenario for us. Anyway, today's 2 games against Reading and Bristol are going to be tough ones because Reading sitting in 7th, Bristol sitting in 8th. They could both overtake us in today's episode if results don't go our way. So we have to be at our very best taking on these 2 sides today. And I think this is the best we have to offer at the moment. We've got Fairweather in goal with a backline of Fletcher, Taverny, Reeves and Watts. Donker, Brown and Frith make that midfield trio as per usual. Rendell and Langley just being absolute bosses on the wings. And Pomeroy is starting up front today. I keep rotating him and, where is he, Lee Phillip around, just so we can actually, because obviously we've got 6 players on loan. We can only have 5 in the starting lineup. So I do rotate them a little bit because if we're not playing a 2-striker system, I feel like we have to rotate them to fit other players in, lone players that we've got. Jeff Shreves is the best defender we've got, although I've tried not to use him too much because I know Jack Frith and Jamie Brown are better players, generally speaking, but I do like to play him because he's a solid defender and has scored a few goals so far this season. Not much to separate really. Pomeroy and Lee Phillip both got 9 goals between them. In fact, if we look at the actual more in-depth stats perhaps, we look at goals, Pomeroy's got his 9 from 18 appearances, whereas Lee Phillips got his 9 from 21 and 3 substitute appearances, but has got 6 assists compared to Pomeroy's 1. So it's a bit of you can't quite decide who's better, but we're going to give Pomeroy the go today. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today against Reading. It should be a decent game as long as we stick to our game plan, know what we're doing. We'll get a positive result here today. I'll take draws against both these sides because they are very, very good sides, challenging for the playoffs. If we can draw against them, I'll be happy with that. As long as we don't lose, I don't really mind the result too much. Right, I should probably make a bit of an announcement to you, actually. I need to make an announcement. Next week, I'm on holiday. There should be, as far as I'm aware, there should be videos out every day for you as per usual. But with a slight difference, next week, I'm bringing some Formula 1 content to the channel. I thought I'd give it a go. A few of you said to me, yeah, we'd watch it, and I thought, should I have a second channel as Jack Frith puts it in the back of a net in the 25th minute for us to put us 1-0 up in today's game, which is absolutely fantastic stuff from him. Great to see him get on the score sheet on the edge of the area there. Langley gets out to Donker. Donker into Brown. Brown just puts it on one more to Frith, who's in space, turns and shoots from the edge of a D, back of a net. Brilliant. But as I was saying, I'm going to bring some Formula 1 content to the channel. I'm going to do 3 episodes as testers, I think. 3 episodes as a bit of a test to see what's going on. I'll probably put that out, I reckon, Wednesday next week. We're not going to do an experiment next week, I don't think, just because I'm going on holiday and I've not really got a massive amount of time to record. So Wednesday, I think we'll have a Formula 1 episode out. Saturday as well. And then maybe at some point the following week we'll have a third one. We're going to do 3 test episodes to see how you guys like it and things like that. Importantly, it's not going to affect content for Football Manager. Don't worry about that. It won't affect any Football Manager content. Obviously, I just said we're not doing an experiment, but I plan not to do an experiment next week anyway, so that's why it's sort of taking the place there. But it's going to be a different one, a different game. I'm not quite sure how I still feel about it, putting some Formula 1 out, but a lot of guys in the comment section when I mentioned it before seem to really, take to that idea. On Twitter, it seems quite popular, as well as Reading scored just before half-time, which is quite frustrating. But the idea seems quite keen. People seem quite keen on it. So we're going to do it. That's going to come out next week. I'll remind you again in a few episodes' time and things like that. But it's going to start coming out next week. So look forward to that one. It's going to be a different sort of experience. But as I say, we'll do 3 test episodes. If it takes off quite well, we'll do the rest of the season. If no one seems to like it, no one's watching it, then fair enough, we probably won't do it anymore. First highlight of the second half, though, is in the 46th minute, which is pretty quick, as we look to try and build from the back. I don't like this pressure that our players are under as Fairweather. A bit of a risky pass to Donkey there, but gets it to Donkey. He puts the ball up and it goes to no one, so I feel like it's going to be a Reading highlight for us, unfortunately, although we put the keeper under pressure. Taverny gets the header though. Rendell heads it onto Pomeroy though. Pomeroy in the box, shoots, back of the net. Fantastic goal that was from Michael Pomeroy. Gets his 10th of the season, which is superb as well. And we are back in front in this game just after half time. Absolute great tenacious effort there from Taverny to win the ball. Rendell header was a bit weird. Their defence didn't really do much about it. And Pomeroy's skill, pace, puts it in at the near post as well. Superb goal. That is what you like to see, hey? That is what you like to see from this side. Hopefully, we can just continue with our attacking play at the moment. We are the better team in terms of stats at the moment. We're a better team in terms of a scoreline. So I'm thinking we should be able to see this one out, I think. And if we do, that is huge for us because, Reading were getting pretty close. They're back down to 40 points now. It puts a 6-point buffer between us and Leeds in 7th at the moment. That's also very, very nice. If we can just get a bigger buffer as possible between us and the teams outside the playoffs, that is what we want. Highlight now, though, and it's actually coming for us by looks of things after we've won the ball from their throw-in. The ball out to Rendell was a very, very good ball. His cross is blocked, but he still retains possession. Back to Fletcher, who's into Brown. Brown back to Fletcher, who can put the ball into Langley at the far post. Langley shot, saved. Actually, was offside there. It says Langley offside, so I don't really see the point in showing us that highlight if he was offside. But great effort from us there, I've got to say. Time to make some changes out there. Brown is looking very tired, so we're going to bring Tyrone Fenny on for him. Watts is also looking a bit tired out there, so we're going to bring Soranola on. Apparently he can play right back. I've not really played him at right back this season at all. He's more of a centre back that I swap him out for, but as Watts is looking tired, we'll bring Soranola on just to see how he does at right back for the final 10 minutes or so. I doubt it's going to be that detrimental, so I'm okay with it, but with 2 minutes to go on the clock, we are about to pick up a win today against Reading, which is really, really fantastic. As the clock ticks down, we've got a throw in an attacking area. Pomeroy can't win it, but the referee blows his whistle. Lincoln United 2, Reading 1. That is a positive, good result. Dundalk have made just about £100,000 offer for Ron Odling, who he hasn't played much last season. After we brought him for it was 300k. Okay, we bought him for 300k last season. Has played 17 games in the league since then. Has played abysmally in every single one of those games, pretty much. I'm not adverse to letting him go and selling him, to be fair. What's his wage budget? He's on 3.5k per week at the moment. Could we get... Let's stall this offer for now. Stall it. Let's offer him out to clubs instead for... Let's go for 250. Because I'll take a bit of a loss on him because he's not worth 300k at all. But we'll see what other clubs come back for Ron Odling. Although with the Bristol City game tomorrow... That might not actually happen in this episode. We might not see that. But, of course, we've got a whole of January to play in between episodes. So, hopefully, we'll see some movement there. I've been scouting players on the transfer list. And really, as far as I'm aware, there aren't actually many decent players who could actually improve our squad on the transfer. I mean, I'll show you in a moment. I'll show you in a second. We are scouting out a few more players on there still. But they are the expensive players that really we probably won't be able to afford. Like this guy, Archie Book. He wants to come to the club, apparently. Interested in transfer, but he's valued at £18 million. And he's got 71k per week. We can't afford that. We can't afford many of these wages, to be fair. But if we sort it by actual ability, you can see there's not really a whole host of players that want to join us who... I mean, most of these players we can't afford anyway. Like Will Allen and this guy, Pete, we can probably afford their wages because they're on 6k and 8k. But other players, on 24k, 37k, we can't afford that. So... That's part of the issue, and of the players that are available on the transfer list, who have been transfer listed, there aren't many that are going to come in to improve the squad an awful lot, which is a great shame, really. I mean, this guy's got 84 scout rating, but he's 25 years old. He's not going to get any better than 3-star current ability. Although scouts say it's 4-star, he's not going to get any better than 3-star current ability, is he? Or is he? I don't think he will. That's the issue. That's the thing. And he's on 31k per week at the moment. He's not going to take a massive pay cut, is he? So we couldn't even afford him if we wanted him. So this is my predicament. If we take off the interested, a few more players come up. But again, we're looking at expensive wages, players who aren't really too fussed about coming to us. Although Mohamed Saeed, he's on 26k per week. I saw that. I was looking at the one above it, thinking that was okay. But no, he's on 26k per week. Valued at quite a lot of money as well. We can't really afford that. So you can see my predicament that I'm in. Don't expect to see many transfers, if any transfers at all, coming in, at least, over January. But you never know. Some players might come up at some point to see what goes on. We'll see what happens. But heading into the game against Bristol City, I'm going to leave Pomeroy up front because he did play well last game. However, we have got tired-looking places in Donker and Jamie Brown. So I think, risky... I know it's risky, but we'll swap it out today. We're going to swap this out for the 4-4-2 for this game against Bristol City. He was looking tired. Brown was looking tired. So we're going to swap him with Tyrone Fenney. And then Brown's going to come off the bench completely. And he's going to be the lone player who's not playing today. And Lee Phillip will join Pomeroy up front as strikers. Rendell can stay on the left. Langley can stay on the right. These two are still fine to stay in the middle. Backline can stay as it is as well. Slightly different shape today, but I think it's worth it to rest Donker and Brown because they do need the rest. We've got some games coming up as well over January that are going to be quite important ones. So we'll give them a bit of a rest, see what's going on. We'll play the 4-4-2 today, which could be a nightmare. I may have just made an absolutely massive tactical blunder there, and we could lose this game now after playing very, very well in the last game against Leeds. So we'll see how it goes. By the looks of things, actually, Bristol must have lost their last game because they've dropped down to, well, technically 11th, but they are drawing at the moment, so they've gone up to 10th. But they must have lost their last game as well to stay down there, whereas we at the moment are doing quite well for ourselves. So hopefully today's game, again, I'll take a draw against Bristol City. I will take the draw against them, especially if they've had 4 shots to our 1 shot at the moment, and they've got massive control of possession. Obviously, the change in formation hasn't worked out quite well for us in terms of our usual style of play, because we usually play a control possession style. This one today is not control possession. I know that for sure. As Fairweather makes the save, and have we just been given a penalty? No penalty from no one. Okay, fair enough. I'm not quite sure why that was the case. They do have another chance though, which Fairweather also makes a decent save from. Rendell's picked up a knock somewhere. Potential lower leg injury. That's not a good one. We don't really want to see that, I've got to say. And another chance for them now from another free kick on the edge of the area. The 4-4-2 is not working in terms of direct counter-attack. That's what we're on at the moment. I think what we have to do is change this to control possession, because that's what we seem to be doing normally. Let's change it to control possession. Is this changing anything? Yeah, it is changing stuff. All right, control possession. Let's go to that, see if that changes anything with our 4-4-2. Another highlight now, just for half-time, but we win the ball now. We've got possession back as Tyrone Fenney puts it into Pomeroy, and Pomeroy coming forward back to Tyrone Fenney, into Lee Phillip. Lee Phillip back to Tyrone Fenney. We're playing it around quite nicely. Frith now on the edge of the area, gets inside the area, puts it in to the middle, but it's a poor clearance from them. Actually, a poor clearance from us, but we just about win possession back. Reeves now on the ball. Back to Theo Taverny, to Road Fenney. Not got a lot of support, but gets the ball to Lee Phillip. Lee Phillip out to Rendell. Rendell coming forward, plays it back to Fletcher, who can put the cross in to Pomeroy at the back post, who puts it in the back of the net for his 11th of the season. And changing the 4-4-2 to control possession was a bit of a genius stroke from me, obviously, because I'm the manager. But we've got the goal before half-time. Superb. I like that. And what a great cross that is. What vision as well. Pomeroy gets in there as well. Keeper's nowhere near it. Back of the net, you love to see it. So, not the best start to that first half, but we've ended it very strongly in a good position as well, as we're trying to get ourselves back in the stats today, which is really good stuff. I think we'll change the 4-4-2 to a control possession in future, because that's working quite nicely for us. Chance for us early on in this second half then, 50th minute, and Watts' free kick goes straight back to him as Langley now on the ball, plays it back to Watts. We haven't got quite the time and space to put the cross in, so we're trying to play a bit more centrally instead, as Reeves back to Frith. Interception there, and that was a good challenge from Bristol City as they look to come forward themselves. The ball forward to Davies, not quite good enough as Taverny collects it, plays it back to Fairweather, who clears the ball, but only as far as Bristol City players who come forward in behind the defence. Back of the net there from Allen, and you hate to see that. Back on level terms, but as I said before, I will take a draw. But I'd rather have the win, obviously. We're playing very well at the moment, so I want us to keep the winning run going. It's a nicely worked goal, to be fair. Defensively, Watts just isn't quite there, really. We do struggle at right back, I've got to say. We need to get better right backs in, either over January or next season if no right backs are available, but we need to work on that position. Another highlight now. This time it's coming towards Bristol City again as they look a bit more invigorated in the second half as they come forward again through Welsh. They've sort of slid it in again. Reeves makes a superb interception there, otherwise that would have been a certain goal. That is why Reeves is in the squad, to be fair. That was superb from him. But again, another chance now for Bristol City as they put it into their man on the edge of the area who's not got quite the time to shoot. But Bristol looking dangerous, and I'm not a fan of it. As Welsh gets his shot away, but it's blocked, but only goes as far as other Bristol City players. And Masters can put the cross in, headed over the bar, and we need to make some changes. Rendell's looking tired and injured out there. So we'll take him off for Turiak, who's actually a natural on the left midfield spot, which is good to see. Frith is also looking very tired out there. Dante Clement can play there. So can Donker, technically, actually. Apparently. What's Donker like in the midfield? Not very good. What's Clement like in the midfield? Maybe even worse, actually. Let's undo those. Donker. Can he play as a ball-winning midfielder? He can. Let's put him on as a ball-winning midfielder. See how he does with that one. 15 minutes to go then. We're going to say get creative out there. I want to see us create a few more different opportunities for us out there. Inspired a few players out there, which is good to see. With 10 minutes to go. Again, I will take the draw today. I'll take the draw. It puts us in third place still, which is good. 1 point behind Swansea, who must be... Oh, they've got the game in hand. They're not playing today, obviously. But puts us a point behind them. Although Fletcher, free kick in... Cleared only as far as Turiak, though, who can play it back to Fletcher, who can put the ball back into Pomeroy, who hits the crossbar. Oh, if that had just gone the back of a net, that would have been amazing. We've got 3 minutes of added time, so let's go to very attacking to finish this game off. But I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, unfortunately, as the corner comes in, collected by their goalkeeper, and I think that is going to be that, as Pomeroy tries to get in the way of the goal kick, but Taverny wins it. Turiak on the ball, but that is full time. 1-1. We'll take that result, especially considering that Bristol City are right on the edge of the playoffs. They're a team are rivaling us for a place in the playoffs. But to say that we haven't lost today is a success against two very, very good sides. I am pleased with that, to be fair. Right then, next episode we are going to go for, I think we go for Sheffield United and Sunderland next episode. We did both Sheffields earlier on in this season. And it sort of works out that they should be the next episode, but I don't want to do them exactly again. So we're going to go forward a bit more to Sheffield United and Sunderland. I think that is probably going to be the best option for next episode. So next episode is going to be on Monday, so look forward to that one. Should be pretty exciting episode, so I'm pretty pumped for that one. Hopefully it'll be a good time in January. Hopefully we make 1 or 2 signings, we continue winning games, and we'll be cemented in the playoffs. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.